Alright, hello, welcome to another Warframe video. As you see, today's sponsor is Rigby the Cat, because today we're gonna showcase Slop. Slop of the day is Gyre Prime. Basically, I have kinda nothing to do in this game and I'm trying to figure out to revise some stuff and people might not know and I think they're cool. And Gyre is one of them. Gyre, her Conductive Sphere augment, is my favorite augment in the entire game and in my opinion also one of the best, if not the best augments in the entire game. She's not beating the augments allegation because she has all the great augments. Why is Conductive Sphere so good? Because on its surface, it looks like a worse shock trooper. It is in fact not. This 75% electricity damage can be multiplied by 3 times, because 3 arc spheres can be deployed at once, and you can shoot through all 3 of them to triple the effects of this. So in fact, this is 225% at base, first of all. Second of all, it has a guaranteed electricity status effect every time, and because it stacks, it has 3 guaranteed electricity status effects. Now this all sounds overpowered as hell, and it is. You need to take any shotgun type of weapon and make it completely overpowered using this, and especially if you use anything like the primary electricity shards that I have here, it's busted. For today's build, these shards will not matter, because for today's builds, we're gonna be using some melee weapons. We're gonna showcase the Zenistar, we're gonna showcase the Syam, and the final one, which we're gonna showcase first, is gonna be the Corufell, aka the Corufell. I'm also gonna showcase the Vastilok, because I think that's also a cool one. So why showcase this weapon? Well, as you can see, I'm using influence. I know, influence, boring, boo-hoo, yeah, whatever. Influence, however, where is the electricity? That's right, any projectile melee you have, you can buff it with Conductive Sphere. Conductive Sphere just buffs the hell out of it. And you can do Roar, you can do Evade. I think Evade is better for most of the weapons except the Zenistar, which we'll take a look at. And it becomes extremely slow. It becomes omega overpowered, especially in survival missions. This is one of the stupidest setups that you can ever do, and it doesn't require anything. Do you require a pet setup? Nope. You just need Gyre, and you need one of the melee weapons. Now, this is a crazy Riven mode. I do agree with you. If you want to do this, change this with a heat mode, and it should be fine. In fact, I don't think you even need to change this with a heat mode. Yeah, you don't need to change this with a heat mode. In fact, go Amalgam Organ Shatter. So this The initial combo is the main part that I get from this. The heat damage doesn't do anything. The critical damage is less than Amalgam Organ Shatter, so it's just the 20 initial combo that does something. This isn't the greatest Riven mode, but it works for this build and it's a tiny bit better, so I'm gonna use it. Now then, shall we showcase how it performs? Selkie, my beloved. If you want to do survival versus Grineer and test a weapon, Selkie. If you want to do survival against Corrupted and test a weapon, then you do Ani, because Mod has nullifiers and we don't like them. One bad thing about this build is that I need to use an energy pod to get it going, and obviously influence, as you can see right now, is not broken. And that's fine, we don't need to proc this yet. We need to go evade first, start using evade, and then simply throw balls down, shoot through the balls, and suddenly we got melee influence right here. As you can see, it does proc it normally, and because it does proc it normally, this means that you have a ton of damage by just throwing even one ball down and shooting this. Even one ball is so much damage, but you can do 3 balls, and 3 balls are ridiculous. Like, absolutely wild. And obviously, because you don't need to cast the other abilities almost ever again, because evade stacks from simply having gas on the weapon, because gas proc can trigger headshots, and if you aim high enough, it will automatically trigger headshots. You are invisible forever for the entire mission. I don't think I need to showcase anything else here. Everything and anything that you shoot at will be one-shotted up until level cap, especially because the initial damage itself is 1 million. You can feel free to add the purple swords for like more melee critical damage if your energy is above 500, because guess what? Our energy is above 500. Does it matter? Nope. Not really. It really doesn't. However, this is slop of the day. As you can see, it is super stupid and I like it. For the second weapon, we're gonna take a look at the beloved Syam. This one, if I remember correctly, does not have a Raven. I used to have an Acricorn for this, but I gave it away to a viewer. And this one is not the actual build that we're gonna be using. This is. As you can see, by voting only for Toxin, because once again this is a weapon with innate heat, it becomes gas. Gas being this accessible, you know, Blast also is accessible, but I can get gas by just having Prime Fever Strike. So I won't say no. I will definitely not say no. I think influence gas, especially on a weapon that can keep the gas procs in a specific area really far away like the Syam does, you know, that's a bit broken. And if I remember correctly, Syam waves go really far. They also go through every wall, so they get really funny. And as you can see, this is a build that just works everywhere. And if you're wondering why we have condition overload, it's just in case someone survives. This weapon's heavy attack projectile is multiplicative with this, and any kind of base damage you have. And you may be like, but your build has no base damage. So how are we gonna take advantage of that? We're gonna have Arcane Fury on our guy. That's it. Regardless if we use Roar or Evade, we're gonna have Fury on our guy. I will use Roar, I think it's better for this, and I will go to the Void and showcase it. Thankfully, when the weapon has so much range, using your imagination can get you places, especially because it has infinite punch room. If I shoot this wall, it will go through every wall until it stops. So, you see a dead end here? I see it too. What if we go through the dead end? Alright. And yeah. Now we can just chill here. Maybe a bit closer. So what happens is the projectile should climb this, but I'm not sure if it does. Let's see. If we go from here, does it climb it? Doesn't seem like it does, so we have to use the pillar here. You will find some terrain issues like this. You will also have chances where enemies just spawn behind you for no reason. But idea is, as long as you find the correct angle to throw this, you can just get some ridiculous setup of you just using this weapon from some dumb distance. And I think my tile set is really bad because enemies are spawning on Narnia. Like, they are legit spawning so far away. I've never seen a tile set spawn enemies this far away in this game. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, 1.4 million gas proc on that Eximus units right there. In case somebody survives, if you hit them a second time, that gas proc is gonna get multiplied. We're gonna have a far stronger gas proc. What if we change room? Let's try the change room. Because it's killing enemies all the way over here. But this is a much better dead end, I feel like. So what if we just stand here and just... Yeah, that works. So yeah, you can just spam heavy attacks while doing this. I know, not the most entertaining gameplay, but automating the game is something that a lot of people like doing. And seeing the possibilities of how well you can automate the game is very satisfying, and as someone who doesn't want to automate the game, you can simply walk up to enemies, throw one, and then do that, and then walk to the next group, throw one down, the next group, throw one down, and just keep doing that. And that's gonna work, that's fine. But you know, since this type of playstyle always promotes camping, and camping is the most efficient way of farming in this game, especially because you're safe from any enemies, because you hit them before they hit you, this is just something you can do forever. Next up, the Vastilok. This, in case you don't know, is by far the strongest gunblade in the game, and that is due to its absurd 49-meter range with very good fall-off. Basically, gunblades have really bad fall-off normally. If we look at the Redeemer Prime, we see a fall-off of 30 meters, and at 30 meters, this does basically 0 damage. So it starts losing a lot of damage even at 10-meter radius. However, the Vastilok, it starts losing damage at 23 meters, which is far more, and even at 49 meters, its minimum damage is far larger than all of the other gunblades. This has the potential to be by far the strongest gunblade in the game if people gave it more love, but people are stuck to the old ways of the Redeemer, and I can respect that, but I'm one to move with the times. So I have two Vastilok weapons for me. One that is a simple hammer shot for melees, and one that is an actual banger. Like, damn, I don't even know how I got this out of my ass, but yeah, that's a Riven right there. You want to replace a mod on this build? Gladiator Might, I don't know. And then you do Blast instead of the Riven and Gladiator Might. We're gonna go back to our Evade build, the same one as we've showed before. And I believe this has no Bane. So I'm gonna go ahead and show it on Alara. Because Alara, in case you don't know, enemies are weak to electric. So if I want the clickbait, oh my god, this is so good thing, I can just go to Alara and enemies die in one hit, so... Very cool. Now I have to say, there is one weird thing about gunblades and this Gyre build. With gunblades, your projectile seems like they get stuck, but they don't. You see this weird effect that we get? We're actually dealing the electricity damage, as you can see. We're dealing it normally. And we can, in fact, just play like this and just... Yeah, I don't even need to heavy attack. These are all light attacks. It's so stupid because Gyre's third as well gives a lot of critical chance. Gyre's fourth can make an AoE explosion on whoever you kill. But Gyre's one gives a ton of electricity with guaranteed electricity procs. This Warframe is broken. I've been saying this. If Siren wasn't in the game, because Siren is just like bullshit, this would be easily the best weapon buffer in the game. Easily, not even close. Olavos who, like, Volt who, everyone who, this is just ridiculous. The only Warframe that comes close to how OP she is, except for Siren, is probably Volt or Nyx. Because Nyx, in case you don't know, Absorb doubles your critical damage, and Volt also does the same with his shield. And those are some really OP things you can do with him. Aside from those, I think she just takes the cake. It's just so OP. Imagine having Lavos times 3 for electricity, one of the best damage types with 0 downsides and 0 negatives against any faction. Ridiculous. Absolutely wild. I'm not sure how this augment hasn't been touched. I have been abusing the hell out of this augment, and Gyre specifically has become one of my favorite Warframes ever since the introduction of this augment. Then she got a very cool deluxe skin, then she got a very cool prime skin, very cool Tenogen skins. Like, she got such a glow up from her initial just horrible looking design, because I gotta be honest, base Gyre looks absolutely terrible. One of the worst looking Warframes in the game. Her helmet is hideous, like her waist and everything about the initial skin, it's just, I hate it, but her gameplay was always kind of fun to me. So when the skins came out, I was like, yeah, fuck it, I like this. And then I made my character invisible and did this. For the final slop of the day, big dumb weapon with big dumb sword that looks big and dumb and everyone loves it. I love it too, don't get me wrong. I wish this was also like big and dumb, but D doesn't want to risk having big dumb things into the game, so it's only this. But I would much rather have other stuff be big and dumb looking on this thing. This is pretty big and dumb, but not as big as this. This is crazy. I love this. Anyways, you take this, you take Roar, and we're not gonna use this. We're gonna use this. As you can see, Riven mode, not the greatest, but adds a lot of damage. Initial combo doesn't matter on this build at all. So this is essentially just a better prime pressure point. So if you want to replace something, put prime pressure point. Now, build itself, quickening, gives me to 12 times combo as fast as possible and adds attack speed. Magnetic Rush, attack speed and magnetic. Generally, attack speed on the Zenistar is very good, because the disc, the amount of ticks you get on the disc scales with how much attack speed you have on the weapon. So you want more and more attack speed so the disc can actually do its job. Then we have magnetic gas. Gas again. The previous build was the only one with blast. I think gas, especially on the Zenistar, is really stupid and by far the best element you can do in it. And I just put temporary yell because I like how the stance looks like, and I feel like it does more hits so I can charge my combo faster, but that might be placebo and I'm not sure. I might be stupid and not doing the correct thing. You let me know. Spring Loaded Blade and Prime Reach because they scale the disc range, Prime Favor Strike for damage, and Smite whatever you want. This is just a Prime Smite mode. I don't like Smite modes, I don't want to use them. You should use them, especially in this. If you don't have a Smite mode, this is gonna feel way worse. But please do use a Smite mode. There is genuinely nothing wrong with Smite modes, aside from the fact that you may say, oh my god, I forgot to change it from faction to faction. As if we all just hate the Grineer. Just use Smite Grineer or Smite the Orokin and go. You hate the Grineer. You're coded. It's in your blood. We are racist towards the Grineer. Sorry. Small tangents. Selkie, my beloved. I hate Grineer. Slum damage sucks. 3 and the 4. And now, we don't actually do anything first. Because first, we need to go ahead and get our combo going. So yeah. My cat is stealing my kills. Don't mind that guy. I'm just doing 12 times combo stuff. I love doing this. What the? Alright, what do you give me? Gamba. Who behind? No. Even though it's a cool weapon, but no. Anyways, we're at 12 times. Once you reach 12 times, roar, put 3 balls down, and throw it. And die. Fuck. Well, now we gotta stack it again. Alright, we stacked it. Again, put 3 balls down, throw it. And now you just hide. What does this do? Well, now the disc inherits all these 3 balls onto its damage forever. Until it's dissipated. And as you can see, it has a duration of 106 seconds and a description that doesn't exist. So you know this shit knows both. Do I speed up this part or do I leave it like this? I don't know what to talk about or what to do. This is just gonna go in forever. Yo, cat, kill him. Kill him. Wait, I gotta roar, I forgot. No! You bastard. Well, I roared. Alright, and you see some orange and red crits despite not building crit on the Zenistar? Yeah, it's because of Gyre 3 and passive. They are very funny. Yeah, not the most effective thing in the world, especially if you're not on the correct tile set, because they just might not run to the disc ever. But if you get the right tile set, you can literally AFK this and get 200 kills per minute very, very easily. Do we try to find something? Hold on. Because, oh my god, this room is horrible. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to find something right here. Okay, low key, the layout is horrible for this mission. Like, on the lowest of keys, this is a horrible layout. What is this big room? You know what's the horrible part about this big room? If you ever play this big room on a Fisher, and you see enemies having the small effect of the Guardian Eximus and you don't know what's happening, this is happening. Guardian Eximus can get corrupted and spawn down here. And if they do that, then you can't find them, because they're like below you. And they give damage reduction to everybody that is above. This house, it sucks. I mean, this isn't bad. Give me a good room here. Dead end? Dead end? Oh my god, it's beautiful. Look at this. And enemies even spawned here, so I can stack combo. Look at this. It's like I paid this game to give me this outset right now. Oh no, my life support is running out. Let's not do that. Yo, it would be very epic if we didn't run out of life support after finding the perfect room right now. Low key. Thoughts? Alright, take this. Kill this guy. Burn the boxes. Alright, perfect. Now we can stand here. Possibly. Potentially. Watch the enemies die. Then run and get some life support. Why are they spawning behind me? Okay, maybe it's not that way. What if I run inside the room? Like really far. Surely they won't spawn behind. They're still spawning behind me. If they spawn behind me from this distance, I will flip. Zenistar is doing work over there. There is in fact so many damage numbers that we don't see all of it. And if a Nova was in the squad, so they can speed up to put them closer to the Zenistar, that would be epic. Oh, 0%. Oh shit. Well, that's gonna be it for Slop of the Day. Do try Gyre out, she's incredible. Reminder that this video happened and all these setups happened without any usage of shards, because these shards are just primary electricity which do absolutely nothing. Imagine if they were crit damage shards, what this could have been doing. Maybe Zenistar would have killed something. Regardless, I'm going back to my parkour weapon, and I hope you go and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.